What up YouTubers, welcome to another Singing Chef video. We're going to be making an absolute classic Italian Tuscan pasta dish today, pasta alla Buttera. It's absolutely sensational, it tastes delicious, it looks delicious. We can have it on the table inside of about 15 minutes if you follow the steps in this video, so let's cook.
Hello and welcome to another Singing Chef video. We're going to be making a beautiful Tuscany pasta dish this evening using really lovely pork sausages. We've got some olives, we've got some garlic, we've got half an onion there, we've got some Parmesan, you can use pecorino, we've got some chili flakes, we've got a little bit of salt, some pepper, we've got some beautiful extra virgin olive oil, we're using a really good quality tin tomatoes, and we've got ourselves some tagliatoni. Now, this dish is called pasta alla Buttera, which is a classic Tuscan pasta dish. Traditionally, they would use wild boar sausages, but they're very difficult to get hold of, so we're just using a really good quality pork sausage. And what we're going to do is we're going to be removing the meat from the skins of the sausages. So it's a really, really lovely, simple dish. It takes minutes to prepare, and even better, it takes literally just minutes to cook as well. There's no sort of waiting on this. The only thing you've got to wait for is your pasta to cook. So we'll get on with the dish, and we'll see you in the next steps. Right, so we've got our pan warming up. We've got our pan warming up for the pasta as well. Over here we've just got some black olives, and all I'm doing is just slicing them like that into little rounds. You can leave them whole if you want, but they're quite nice if you slice them. It just looks a little bit nicer in a dish, I always find. Right, so over here we've got our sausages where I've just removed them, the sausage meat from the skins. And what we need to do now is come over to our pan. I want to get some really good quality extra virgin olive oil in the pan. Be generous. This dish does require a nice generous amount of olive oil. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook this off now. And the consistency will be very much like a typical sort of pork mince. Okay. Right, so we've got a little bit of colour on our sausages there. And what we're going to do now is add our onion and garlic, our chili flakes, our salt and pepper. We may need to adjust the seasoning a little bit later on. If we feel it needs a little bit more salt, we can. If it needs a bit more pepper, we can. If you want to have a little bit more spice, you can. It's really versatile. Now the reason I didn't put the onion and garlic in before the meat is because I don't want the garlic to burn. Okay, if we burn the garlic, the whole dish tastes horrible. It goes really bitter. We don't want that. Really lovely aromas coming off here now. You've got the garlic, the onion. You can really smell the beautiful sausages are starting to caramelise and go a little bit crispy. It smells absolutely delicious. Such a simple dish. We've got our pasta water heating up there nicely. Always want to get the main part of the dish, the sauce, sort of pretty much there before you get your pasta on. You don't want to be working the other way around because you don't want that sitting around when it's cooked because it will go horrible. You want this to be nice and al dente, not overcooked. And at this stage we can get our tomatoes in. 1 tin of tomatoes goes in. You can use passata, of course. These are very, very finely sliced tin tomatoes, really good quality ones if you're going to use them. Don't get the rubbishy cheap ones. It doesn't do the dish justice at all. Now, this sauce we want to be nice and loose. We don't want it to be too thick, okay, because we want the sauce to get in all the lovely sort of grooves and gaps in the pasta when we add it. Okay, so we've just added just a little bit of water. If at the end you feel it does need a little bit more loosening up, just save a little bit of pasta water and add it to it. That's what the nonnas normally do. And I like to, it's not traditional, but I just like just to add a little bit of acid, and I just find this little bit of lemon juice to this sauce really does work wonders. So our pasta water is now coming to a really nice boil. We can now get our pasta in. So that was 500 grams of pasta goes in our water. Just give it a little stir around. That will come back up to the boil in a moment or two. Okay, so our pasta is now sort of about the sort of al dente stage. So we'll be turning our heat off. We've got our sauce here, just been keeping on a very low heat, just keeping warm. So all I'm going to do now is get our pasta into our meat and sauce. Absolutely beautiful. And make sure that you do cook your pasta al dente. Don't overcook it. Okay, it's not good. And at this stage, I want to give it a good stir. Get all of that pasta and sauce incorporated. I'm really happy with the consistency of that. I don't need to add any extra pasta water to loosen it. I love the way it's sticking to the tortellini. You can use any pasta you like. I find that this is the best pasta to use because it's got a nice little groove to the edge of the pasta, which helps to allow the sauce to cling. Now at this stage, what I do like to do is just get some fresh basil. And I always add the fresh basil right at the very end because I like to max out those lovely flavours in the basil. And that is ready to serve up. So all we want to do is get ourselves a nice plate. And just to finish that off, I like to get some extra virgin olive oil. Real good drizzle. And some fresh Parmesan. You can use pecorino, absolutely. And just to be a little bit camp, just a few little delicate basil leaves. And that, my friends, is a really beautiful Tuscan dish. Pasta alla Buttera.